It's Midship Keep It here. So what I last uploaded is not long enough, so I decided to read something from my Wattpad account. So I'm going to be reading a Klance fanfiction. It's Spider-Man AU, so I'm going to read now. So part 1, Bullied. Keith's point of view. I'm Keith Kogane. I'm 17 years old and I am getting shoved into a locker right now for trying to defend one of my friends. I try to fight back, but it's just no use. I'm not strong enough to take on Lotor. Nima, his girlfriend, is also a bully who enjoys seeing other people in pain. I was about to pass out when I heard a familiar voice. Knock it off, you two. Lance McLean. The hero has arrived, and my crush who I've yet to confess to. Nima tried to look as innocent as her boyfriend and said, I was trying to stop Lotor from beating Keith. I could tell by the look on Lance's face that he didn't believe her at all. Nima, I've had enough of this, and the principal knows about it as well, and told me to bring you and Lotor to his office immediately. Nima and Lotor follow Lance to the principal's office. Pigeon Hunk hurried to my side and took me to the nurse's office. Ow! I exclaimed. Laura looked at me with concern. I know it hurts, Keith, but please try to endure the pain a little bit longer. I'm almost done. When Laura finished dressing my wounds, I got up and went home. Shiro was in the kitchen when I walked in the front door. Keith, just in time for dinner. Come and get your food. No thanks, Shiro. I'm not hungry. I'll just be in my room if. Hold it right there. He knew I was hiding something. I came back downstairs and looked down. Take your hood off, please. I took off my hood, and there he saw bruises everywhere on my face. Keith, this has got to stop. I know, I was just trying to defend Pidge from Nima and her boyfriend Lotor, who laid his fist on me. I went to bed early and got to sleep. I was going to hate the field trip we were going on 2 days from now. I had a weird dream last night. I could hear a voice saying my name. Keith, from now on, everything you know is about to change your life. I fell in darkness and couldn't escape if I wanted to. I woke up from the sound of my alarm clock. Ugh, school. Can't wait to get bullied yet again. I got dressed and put my glasses on and grabbed my camera. I walked to school and went to my locker, only to hear a pleasant voice. Hey, Keith. I turned my head to find Lance looking at me and smiling. I blush. You don't have to worry about getting bullied anymore, Keith. The principal expelled them. I stutter. Thanks for that. He puts his arm around me and chuckles. Let's hang out sometime. I blush even more. Okay, I say. We head to class, and the teacher announced, all right, everyone, we're going on the field trip in 2 days. Remember to have a parent or guardian sign your permission slips. I signed, knowing nothing good would come of it. Then a hand grabbed my shoulder. It was Lance, and he looked excited. Hey, Keith, you're going on the field trip, right? I then feel my pulse quicken. What should I tell him? I don't want to make him sad. I said, of course I'm going. Why wouldn't I? It looks so much fun, and besides, it does sound interesting. He looked happy at my answer and said, cool, I'll see if we can get assigned seats so we can sit next to each other. He walked out the door, and I smiled to myself. It was the end of the day, and I was walking home from school. I walked in the front door and saw Shiro eating already. Am I that late? No, I just decided to eat early. Then he smiled. I'm surprised you're not covered in bruises. I rubbed my hair. Yeah, the bullies got expelled from school because Lance told the principal. You mean your crush, right? Shiro knew I liked him and teased me. Oh, shut up. Then I remembered. I need to sign his permission slip for my field trip. Shiro then raised an eyebrow. You want to go on a field trip? I'm guessing this has something to do with Lance, right? I glare at Shiro. Just sign the paper. Shiro signed the paper and we ate dinner. Where are you going on your field trip, anyway? Oh, we're going to Gulliver Labs. Shiro glanced at the clock. Is that so, then? I think it's a good idea if you rest and get a lot of sleep for your field trip then. I glanced at the clock as well. I guess so. After we after we finished eating, I went to bed. Next day was the usual morning routine: getting up, getting dressed, get breakfast, and get to school. I walked to my first class and the voice calls, Akira. I froze. Only one person called me Akira. Go away, James. Oh, come on, Akira. Why the long face? Why can't it be like the good old days? I glared at James. I said, go. Leave him alone, James. Stop bothering Keith with your ugly face. Lance seemed to be in a bad mood. He glared at James and pushed him aside. You don't own Keith, and by the way, if you ever look or talk to Keith ever again, I will make your life a living hell. He did it again. He seemed to come at the right time when possible. Lance looked at me and asked, Are you okay, Keith? He didn't hurt you, did he? Lance got angry on my behalf. I'm fine, and thanks for that. He went back to his old self in an instant. No problem. Glad I could help. It was normal the rest of the day, and before I left, Lance caught my shoulder. Hey, I got the teacher to assign us to sit next to each other for the field trip tomorrow. Oh, and here's my number in case you want to hang out. I blushed as he and I exchanged phone numbers. I looked into my contact list and named it Lancey Lance. I was smiling on the way home and couldn't wait for tomorrow. Keith's part 2, Bitten. Sorry, I almost forgot to introduce the second part. Give me a second, guys. Keith's point of view. Today was the day of the field trip, and we were on the bus. Lance was letting me listen to his music as we were riding. Lance had great taste in music. I really like the music he listens to. Lance poked my shoulder and said, It's going to be a while until we get there, so could you wake me up when we arrive? I didn't get a lot of sleep last night. I nodded. Sure, go ahead. Thanks, Keith. To my surprise, he laid his head on my shoulder. He must have really been tired. As soon as I saw the building, I woke up Lance. He still seemed tired, but he still managed to wake up. We were going to tour through the infamous Galra laboratory. They made sure everyone was here by checking attendance. The tour guide made us follow her, and she seemed excited to show us. She explained everything through the super spiders that were recently discovered. There are 15 genetic super spiders. Winston pointed out there's 14. I beg your pardon? One is missing. Well, they must be doing research on it then. Everyone dispersed and Lance stayed to look at the spiders. I thought it was a great idea to have him pose for the school paper. Hey Lance, I need a student to photograph for the school paper. Do you think you could? Yeah, sure. Where do you want me? Anywhere's fine. Just make sure to get my good side. I chuckled and started taking pictures. Lance, come on, let's go. I heard Han call. Wait, thanks. I felt a sharp pain on my neck. A spider crawled down and seemed to resemble super spiders in the research containers. I thought of it as no big deal, but what if it's poisonous? After the field trip, Cheryl tried to ask me how it was. Hey, how was the field trip? I don't feel so good. I'm going to go to bed early, okay? Tonight? Okay? Cheryl looks at me worried. I feel as if my body is burning up from the inside. I take off my shirt and go to bed feeling like a sick animal caught a cold. What I didn't know is that it would be the thing that became the power of the superhero I would become. Meanwhile, at Galra Labs, Professor Sendek, I suggest you get some rest soon. You had a long day. I can't, not when the corporate council is counting on me to make a formula for the super soldier program. Sendek was the highest ranked scientist in the lab and was not going to give up so quickly and so easily. He made sure that every experiment was a complete success, but he tested it on himself to verify that the formula would be a success. Professor, please, what if you get yourself hurt? Sendek was willing to risk anything for the sake of science. Leave me, I have work to do. The scientist did as she was told and left the lab and went home. Sendak inserted the formula in his body only to turn into a giant lizard who would think mindlessly about turning the Earth into his own world, where everyone was become lizards. I woke up the next day feeling much better. As I was putting on my glasses, I realized it was blurry. What the? That's strange. I also noticed as I looked in the mirror that I was ripped. Shiro knocked on my door. Keith, are you okay? I flexed in the mirror and answered, I'm fine. Any changes at all? Yup, big change. Hurry and get dressed then. Okay. I grabbed my shirt and looked next door to see Lance getting ready for school. I parkoured around the corner as Shiro caught it at the corner of his eye. I thought you weren't feeling good. Got better. I'll be off now. You have your lunch money, Keith? I answered in a sarcastic tone. Yes, Shiro, you ask every time, and every time I say yes. Shiro smiled. Don't forget, we're painting the kitchen, so don't be late. Okay? Okay. I saw Lance waiting for me as we walked to school, and Lance said, Are you okay? You weren't looking so good yesterday. You sure you should be going to school? Lance, I'm fine. I got better. Lance then hit my shoulder jokingly. Race you to school. I couldn't pass up a chance like this. Oh, you're on. I raced Lance to school, and to my surprise, I won. Lance caught up right behind me. Whoa, look who just beat the fastest swimmer and runner in the school. Pitch joked as she jabbed me in the side. I went to Lance to pull him on his feet. Need a hand? Lance grabbed my hand. Thanks, he said with a smirk. He then commented, Your eyes are violet. I didn't notice with the glasses. Did you just get contacts? I blushed at the comment and stayed silent for a while. Lance then pulled my hand, jerking me out of my daze. Come on, don't want to be late for class. We went to class and said something weird. It was like I was about to get punched in the face. I dodged the punch James tried to hit me. I bet you think you're real lucky, don't you, Akira? He was about to hit again, but Lance blocked his fist and made a serious face. Now I'm going to make your life a living hell. James backed away and headed to his own class. Lance turned to me with a worried expression on his face. Keith, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine, Lance. Thank you. Lance snapped back to his old self. How did you dodge his punches so quickly? That was cool. I made up a story. I guess it's adrenaline kicking in? Lance raised an eyebrow. Okay, I'll take your word for it then. After school, I decided to test if I had any other abilities. I tried doing things with my hands, and a sort of substance came out. It looked like a webbing from a spider web. I looked at the wall and started climbing it, and dangling from the ceilings are incredible. With these, I could be some sort of superhero. I turned on the TV and looked at the news. I guess Shiro's still at work. Guess I'll go pick him up on my own. I turned on my motorcycle and went to see Shiro, only to find him laying on the ground with blood on his suit. I widened my eyes and quiver. Shiro, he was shot and his killer was on the loose. Police say it was a guy with a lion tattoo on his arm. I was so heartbroken. Uh, Sorry about that, guys. Part 3 Spider-Man. Keith's point of view. I was sad Shiro was gone. I didn't even talk to Lance. I was avoiding everyone. Hey, Akira. I slammed James against the lockers and said in a rude tone, Leave me alone. It feels good taking your anger out on me, doesn't it? I fell silent. I'm sorry about what happened with your brother. I went, Don't ever mention him in front of me. I walked past Lance, not even giving him a glance. I went home and sobbed on my bed. I didn't want to see anyone at the moment. I then felt anger rising within me. I would avenge Shiro by becoming a superhero and bringing his killer to justice. Lance's point of view. Keith hasn't talked to me in days. I know that he's feeling what he's feeling right now. I just wish he'd talk to me. I went over to Keith's house and knocked on his door. Keith opened the door and I saw his red eyes that he'd been crying. Do you need something, Lance? I looked at him with worry. Keith, I want to talk to you. Can I come in, please? Keith let me in and sat down on the couch. I sat next to him. Keith, are you okay? He looked like he was about to cry. Lance, why are you here? You're not just worried about me, are you? I look at Keith and hug him. Stop it. I know what you're feeling pain, but please, you don't have to keep your emotions bottled up. I feel streams of tears on my shoulder. He let me in. I could feel his arms around me as I said, It's okay. I won't tell anyone. He sobbed quietly on my shoulder for what seemed like hours. After a while, he fell asleep on my shoulder. I carried him to his room and lay him on his bed. Before I left, I kissed his forehead. I then realized what I've done. Why did I do that? Keith's point of view. Lance made me feel so much better. He helped me get it all out. I felt weightless for some reason. Was Lance carrying me to bed? I felt him gently lower me onto my bed for some reason. I felt something warm on my forehead for a second. The next day was graduation. I had gotten a degree in science and photography. Cheryl would have wept tears of joy if he was still alive. I went over to Hunk and Pidge, who were talking to Matt. Hey Keith, where do you plan on going? Pidge asked, worried. I was about to answer when Lance jumped in. Hey guys, what's up? Me and Pidge are going to be roommates, Hunk answered. Lance looked at me with excitement in his eyes. Hey Keith, want to be roommates? After all, I heard you wanted to move into an apartment in New York. I was surprised Lance knew about that, but I said, I guess if you're offering. Lance looked at me with a smile. I couldn't help but smile back. Moving vans moved the stuff into the apartment and left. Lance's point of view. I'm glad Keith agreed to be roommates. Then maybe he'll feel less lonely. Where is he? Should have been here by now. I hear a motorcycle outside, only to look at the radar and realize it was Keith. I raced downstairs and stand at Keith's side. He blenched in surprise. What, is something wrong? I looked at him baffled. You own a motorcycle? That's so cool. Got to take me on a ride sometime. Keith chuckled. Okay, I will then. I then realized how jumpy I was. Sorry, I'm a bit too excited, aren't I? I hit my head. Keith waved it off. Why are you apologizing? It's only natural to feel that way moving somewhere new. I looked at him with a smile. You're right, thanks, Keith. He unpacked all the boxes in one day. I wiped the sweat off my brow. Wow, that was a lot of stuff. Well, it's dinner time. What do you want? Keith looked at me on the couch and smirked. Anything is fine, as long as it's edible. We ate well last night. Keith's point of view. I turned on the police scanner, put on my outfit. It was red, blue, and the webbing and symbol on the suit. It was black with a spider symbol on it. I got a report on the police scanner. We have a robbery on Baker Street. I jumped out the window and began my good deeds. I shot webs out and swung to where the robbery took place. I took the robbery and gave the money that was stolen back to the storekeeper. Before I turned him into the police station, I looked at his wrist for the lion tattoo. Nothing. I went back home without waking up Lance and fell asleep, not knowing that there was trouble going on at Laboratory. Sindak had gone into hiding along with the formula he had made and was trying to make a machine that would turn the whole world into his kind. The next day, I woke up to find Lance had already made breakfast and looking at the news about a masked vigilante. Lance noticed I was awake. Morning, Keith. I was looking at the news. Apparently last night, someone in a mask stopped a store robbery. I tried my best to act surprised. Oh, really? Why did they call him a masked vigilante? Lance pounded. I don't know, but it's not fair. I think Spider-Man should at least get credit for catching the criminal. I looked at him confused. Spider-Man? Lance then looked back. Yeah, Spider-Man. I thought since he got a spider symbol on his chest that maybe he should get a superhero alias that best suits his character. I thought for a moment. Spider-Man. It's not bad. I guess that will be my alias indeed. Let's look back at the news. Hey Keith, looks like something went down at Galra Labs last night as well, and it's huge. I looked at the news and this was right. Something did go down, but if so, why didn't I notice it sooner? I wore my suit under my clothes just in case. I called to Lance. I'm gonna go and look for a job. You should too. He waved back as if motioning for me to just go. Job hunting, here I go. Hey guys, Mitch should keep it here for an ending intro. I mean, outro. Because, well, my throat is sore, so I'm gonna stop it here. It doesn't mean that I'm stopping the fan fiction completely. I'm just taking a break so my throat can actually, well, so that I can actually breathe for a moment. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll be doing a part 2 of this, so yeah, goodbye. And I hope you guys like, subscribe, and comment down below if you guys want me to read anything else. Without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy.